that's a team that rebounds the basketball really well. We were down at halftime on the glass, and that was a focal point. We ended up out rebounding them. 23-9 assist to turnover ratio was a real positive thing. We had some great plays, moved the ball real well, for the most part. And DeLon gave us a great lift, bailed us out, and we were able to stem the tide and hang in there a little bit. So it was positive.
You called him a stat sheet stuffer. He kind of stuffed it tonight there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. The 5 steals.
7 assists.
7 assists. The only thing he didn't do was rebound like he'd been rebounding. But he gets his hand, a lot of deflections, and he's a nice player. He's a nice player. I think people are starting to see he's got a little knack and can score the ball around the rim. And it's nice to see him hit a 3. Did he hit 2 threes? Yeah. No, that's good stuff. 9 for 11. So I thought it was important. Jordan didn't have a great night, which is still part of, I have to remember he's young in his sophomore year, and I thought he got maybe caught up in some other things on the court and lost some focus. And for us to be able to be as successful as we were, maybe when he didn't have a positive night, was good. Princeton again gave us a great lift. Inserted him in the starting lineup, and his energy defensively and in transition was really positive.
Princeton, like you said, went 13-10 with the starting role. Is that something permanent, or are you just trying different?
No, nothing's going to be permanent. He had a good tournament. He's been focused in practice. There's a lot of guys. Some jobs are going to be. I don't pay much attention to it. I know it's fun to talk about starters and players. It means a lot to players. It used to mean a lot to me. But functionally, sometimes it's more about a matchup to start a game. We knew their number 20 was a big time driver and an athlete, and it wasn't a great matchup for Dakari. And Dakari came off the bench and gave us a great lift. I think that speaks volumes for him to be what would be perceived as demoted. In my mind, it wasn't. He came in and relaxed a little bit and hit some shots. So we've got a competitive team. We've got some depth, and I want to be able to reward some guys that are producing and specifically in a practice setting. So.
Going back to DeLon's performance, you had him on Turner, who was their leading scorer. First half, he didn't get any points. I mean, he obviously scored a little bit after that time. Can you talk about DeLon's performance and defensively?
Well, I think Turner's a small guard, and he hadn't seen some length like that. We chose to start DeLon on him so we could kind of gap him, and he got a great contest in the first half, his first look at the basket, and it's difficult with some of that length. I think second half the kid got going, Turner did. We got into a rotation that we made a mistake leaving him, and he got an open look from 23 feet, which is right in his wheelhouse, and that kind of got him going. So we had some breakdowns, but overall DeLon did a great job. We were dealing with their transition attack a little bit, and we didn't always get DeLon matched to him, and that's where we had a few of those breakdowns. But it's going to be good for our guys to see some of those clips, and we can only tell them and show them clips of it, but when they see it in person, when somebody's able to shoot from 25 feet, you got to have your hand up.
When you talk about the transition, they had a hard time dealing with your guys' transition attack. You had a 16-2 advantage on fast break points, and then you were able to force 15 turnovers and get 18 points off those turnovers. How pleased were you with how well the transition offense was executed?
Yeah, we got pretty attack-minded. It was good. The focus was for us to try to do that early in the game. 12 minutes into the game or so, we were having a heck of a time getting a defensive rebound. They were, I think at one point early in the first half, they were out rebounding us by 6. And so when they were missing, maybe I have to look at film, maybe we had some guys leaking out and thinking we were going to get some transition, but that's a good learning point for us, is that we got to secure a rebound. Kind of took some steam out of us. The offensive rebounds, you obviously can't run when you're taking it out of the net. So, but once we got some stops and got the ball, I thought Princeton was really good in transition, and DeLon and Brandon got it going a little bit, scoring some points. So it's what we want to do. We've talked about getting to be the running Utes, But it all starts with our ability to defend and rebound, and if we do that, it can be a little more fun for us on the offensive end.
Any comment on your free throws? You kind of slow start, but you kind of came on strong at the end.
Yeah, it's, you know, the 66% stuff's, I don't like making 2 out of 3. You know, and Princeton made one, front end of a 1-and-1, we had a lane violation, so he could very well be, what, 3 for 6 instead of 1 for 5. So, you know, little things like that. But we've got to get locked in at the line for sure. And you know, you get into close ball games, and that's not an area that you want to have beat you. So we're kind of excited that we'll take the Turkey Day off and get into the gym Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that's going to be one of the things that we're doing is getting some guys comfortable at the line and elsewhere on the floor. We haven't done a whole lot of shooting.
Anything else? Okay.
Thank you.